Today we'll start chapter networks, and the topics which we are going to cover today are computer networks and its components, then advantages of networking and types of network. So these all topics we are going to cover today. First, what is computer network and its components? So here is a definition that what is a computer network. A computer network can be defined as a group of computers and other peripheral devices. Hope you know what is peripheral devices. Devices means these are those devices which are connected to your computer and that are linked together for the purpose of sharing data and hardware resources. So the main purpose of your computer network is to share data and hardware. So whenever we want to share, we want to send a message from one place to another place, then we can do that by the help of a network. Now when we come to when we see this picture, in this photo you can see that here these systems are connected through a network. Here you can see this is a system and this is having some peripheral devices. These are the peripheral devices, means the devices which are connected to this system. So here also this is a computer and with this some peripheral devices are connected. Then here this computer, this we can call it as a server through which computers are connected, and this is a hub. You will study later on also that what is a hub, but first let me explain you this picture. So this is a hub and you can see that this hub is connecting this network with this network. So here also you can see this is a network where several computers are connected, and here also these computers are having their peripheral devices. Now we can say that here this set of computers and peripheral devices are connected with this set of computers and devices, and here the device which is connecting them, this is a hub. So why they are connected? So they are connected to share data and hardware. So whatever data this computer is having can be shared with the computer over here or with here, and whatever devices, whatever peripheral devices they are having, that can also be shared. Like here this printer can be shared by this computer. Here we have the definition of hub. This is a hub. So hub is a networking device that is used to connect multiple computers and devices to the network. We will study about this in detail later on. So for the time being, we can just understand that a hub is a networking device that is used to connect several computers together. Now here in this picture you can see these are nodes. So first let me tell you what is a node. Node are each computer in a network is called a node. So here you can see that all these computers, they are called as node, and all these computers are connected through a network. Now when we come to this picture, here you can see that this is a sender. This means this is a message, this is a computer which is sending message, and when it is sending the message, it follows a medium. Means it will follow a channel, like we say now we have wireless medium or we have wired medium. Again this medium also we will study later on. So it follows a medium through which it is sending a message from here to here. This is the receiver computer which is receiving the message. Now on the top you can see here we have protocol. So what, and here it is written step 1, step 2, step 3. Means computers in a network, they follow some protocols. Now what is a protocol? Protocol are the set of rules and regulations which are followed by computers in a network. I repeat, protocol is a set of rules or regulations which computers in a network have to follow. So here we can see this is a sender computer, means this is a computer which is sending the message to a receiver computer, and this is sending through a medium, and these computer means both the sender computer and the receiver computer, they follow a set of rules and regulations which is called as protocol. So these are some of the important components, or we can also call it as the parts of networks. So let us read out some parts of network. First is message. What is a message? It is the information to be communicated. Hope you all know what is a message. You all message through WhatsApp, you message through email, on Facebook you send messages. So all these are the information which you are sharing, or which needs to be communicated. Then nodes. Each computer in a network is called a node. So all the computers which you can see over here, all these are nodes. Sender. Computer that sends message is called sender, and receiver, the computer which receives messages, is called receiver. Then we have the transmission medium. This is the transmission medium. What is this? It is the physical path through which the message travels from the sender to the receiver. So this can be any physical path. And what are these physical paths? Like twisted pair cable you have, coaxial cable we have radio waves we have, then we have through Bluetooth you can send messages, then you have coaxial cables you have. So many other transmission medium are there which we will study later on. Then here we have protocols. These are the set of rules that governs data communication. Data communication, obviously this will involve both the sender and receiver. So these are the important components of computer network. Now why do we have the need of networking, or what are the advantages of networking? So we will try to understand all these advantages taking the help of this picture. Here the first point is efficient use of storage media. Now what is this? Now suppose this is a network, and this is a permanent, we can say a digital storage, or you must have heard about cloud. Like nowadays all the mobile phones or network, all the companies, they have their own cloud. Cloud, what is cloud? This is a virtual storage place where you can store your data, where you can store your software. Now let us come to this point, that what is efficient use of storage media. What does this say? Like suppose in a network there are several computers are there. Now you, instead of storing the data in all the computers, it is a good practice to save the data in this storage media, and this is called as a virtual storage media. So what will happen if the data is over here? Then instead of storing in all this computers separately, we can share the data from here, from this storage media. So this is a very efficient method of storing data, and those data can be very easily retrieved by the computers which are connected in a network. Now the next point is preserving information. Now suppose this point is also dependent on this point itself. This says that suppose if you are not having any central storage area, like here we are having a central storage place where all the data are stored, then if you are not having this, means you will have to store the data in all the computers separately. In this case, this becomes very difficult to manage these datas, and it becomes very difficult to maintain backup of the data which are stored in individual computer. So what happens, suppose all the computers are having data of their own. Now suppose this computer loses its data, and obviously why this will lose, because suppose there is no regular maintenance of the system, and there is no proper backup of the data which is stored in the data, which is stored in this system, then what will happen if the data loses, then this computer will be, or the entire network will be affected. So, and here you can see that in the picture we are having 4 or 5 computers, but actually a network consists of several computers, and it will be very difficult to manage the data in individual system. In such case, to store data in a central place becomes very important and very easy to manage. The next point is that reduction in hardware cost. How reduction in hardware cost? Here you can see that all the computers are sharing their resources. Like here, this computer is having this printer, but this is not having scanner, which is there in this which is there with this computer. So this computer, as they are connected through a network, so what they can do, they can share their devices with each other. So in this case, instead of purchasing the devices for each computer, all the computers in a network, they share their devices. So this reduces the cost of hardware. The next point is efficiency. Efficiency. What is this efficiency? This means that suppose the system, they are connected through a network. Here you can see that all the computers are connected through a network. So suppose you want to update any system, so instead of updating all the system, here we can, this is the central device, we can update the softwares over here, then all the devices which are connected through network, they will be updated. So it becomes very easy to handle the computers over here. Then the next point is redundancy. Redundancy means as there is here, when I am referring to here to this picture, here you can see that the data is shared by all the devices. So redundancy means repetition of data. So in a network there will be less repetition of data. Like suppose if all the computers are having same set of data, then that will be called as redundant data, which is not required. So if the data is stored centrally, or if the server computer is having, here this is the server computer, means the main computer which is this is the server computer, means the main computer which is connecting all the nodes over here. So suppose if the data is over here, then instead of saving that same data in all other computer, the data is kept over here only. So this reduces redundancy. Redundancy means repetition of data. Then the next point is quickest document delivery. So what is this? This network, this is very common one. So network provides a very easy or very fastest method of delivering message or sending message from one place to another place. Then our next topic is types of network. What are the types of network? So depending upon the size or the geographical area which a network covers, we can divide network into several types. Here you can see that we have different kinds of network, like personal area network, local area network, cluster area network. Then here we have metropolitan area network and wide area network. So let's deal with all these kinds of network one by one. So first one is personal area network. Now what is this personal area network? First let us look at this picture. Here you can see that we are having two computers. Then here we have some mobile phones, printer. So this is that network which covers a very small area of about say 10 meters. So the network which we are having in our home, that can be called as personal area network. Means if a person establishes a network for himself for his personal use, that can be called as a personal area network. Like suppose if you are having any Wi-Fi connection at home, and you know that with that Wi-Fi connection you can connect your computer, you can connect your mobile phones, you can connect your television. So, or if your computer is connected with some peripheral devices, like here you can see printer is connected. So this kind of network is your personal area network. Now this can be wired or wireless. Like in our home, we if you are working with any Wi-Fi, so if it can be either wired or wireless. Like if you are connecting, if you are having any mobile network package in your mobile, so that is obviously wireless, and through that network you can connect to any other mobile phone, or you can connect to your system. Then this network we can share files, messages. Obviously we can share files and messages with this, with the help of this network. The next is local area network. Here in the picture you can see this is a local area network, but looking at the picture you won't be able to understand what exactly it is. Now we will try to understand what a local area network is. So local area network, this covers a small area of about 10 kilometers. So here you can see this covers very small region, that is 10 meters, but this is covering around 10 kilometers. So suppose if you are in a city, and suppose like you want to connect the computers in from Patna uh, to nearby places, so that can be covered by this local area network. Now computers are physically connected with wires. Here the computers must be connected with wires, and speedless as compared to WAN, and controlled by a single organization. So this type of network is mostly handled by a particular organization. For instance, suppose you are having computers in your school, and in your school, suppose the building, in your entire building, in your high school building, you are having many computers are there, and if they are connected through network, so this will be an example of local area network. Or if you want to connect computers within 10 kilometers, so that will be your example of local area network. The next is your cluster area network. Cluster area network, this is also called as campus area network. Now let's see this picture, what this says. Here this is a school. Okay, so this is a school, but after few places you have a library, means the library is separate. Then hostel is also separate, this is not in the school building itself. So here you can see that this picture covers a small campus. So this cluster area network, this covers a small campus such as college campus. Like suppose if you are studying in any college, say if you are studying in Patna College, and you know that each college they have their different departments, like science department is maths department is there, then you have geology department, botany department, then you have chemistry department, physics department. All the departments are different. Now all the suppose all the departments they are having their own network, but they are connected with each other. So this kind of network, this will be called as cluster area network, and this network is smaller than MAN. This MAN you will study later on. I'm just in the next slide you will study, that is metropolitan area network, but this is bigger than LAN. So here you can see the LAN, this covers a smaller region as compared to cluster area network. This has bigger, this comprises of bigger area. Then next type of network, that is MAN, that is metropolitan area network. So this kind of network, these are larger than LAN and covers around 100 kilometers. So this kind of network, if the network is established in around 100 kilometers, that will be called as metropolitan area network. And this is spread across a city. That's why the name comes metropolitan area. Metropolitan, that is related to city. That is why this is spread across a city. Example is cable television, branches of local bank in a city. Like in your city you are having a cable television, and that connects the entire city. entire means it covers a longer region. So this kind of network is going to cover a longer area. When we see this example here, you can see that there are several LANs. Okay, so suppose these are all these are the offices in a city, these are the buildings in a city, these are schools in a city, all they are having their separate LAN. Now when these all are connected through a network, they will form a MAN, that is metropolitan area network. And then the last one is your wide area network. Obviously the internet connection which we are having, that is an example of wide area network, and this connects computer at distant places, means it will be not only within a city but it can be across countries. Here you can see that this is what this indicates. This is indicating that this is covering a very large area, so that is not within a city or within a country, this is across country. When more than like you know that your internet connection, you can send your message from one country to another country, and that can be done through your wide area network. So, and this communication done through satellite signals, it requires public telecommunication media to transfer data. So this is this can't be done through like only wires, and also this needs satellites or some public telecommunication media to transfer data. An example of this is, the very common example is your internet, or if you are using ATM facility of any bank, whether it is national bank or international banks. So all these will come under wide area network. So this is all for today, and the next topic all the next topic like we will study about network devices and networking media and many other topics in the next class.